Hello and welcome to Some Word. And today we're going to start on chapter 3, recognition. And we are on page 94. And so the guides just kind of introduce us to defining what life is. So just ponder a minute what you think life is about. And according to this, life is a set of experiences that align you to the greater knowing. It is a school, a time of lessons. And life is actually an expansive time that growth can occur in. And then, this is real important. If you understand this, it takes the onus off of the fear of achievement in a lifetime, because you understand that this time in life is about learning this thing or that, and that these lessons will continue in life, on life, after life, after life, after life. But humanity, you know what we do? We set these goals and we set these, the bar here, and that's not what it's about. And if you can really relax into this and realize it's just all about learning from the experiences that come into your path for the greater good or the bigger picture, not the small picture of humanity, but the greater picture, then you can relax into it. And I'm not saying I have this down, and I don't. But when I am on and I have this purview and I'm really going with it, I know when these crunchies occur or whatever, number one, tomorrow this is just not even going to be important, right? Because this isn't my purpose or what I'm here for to learn. And with that purview in mind, I don't necessarily buy into the drama or whatever's attached to the circumstance or the situation or the drama that's going down at the moment. And in my calmness of knowing what this is really all about, I can resolve the issue without any drama. Okay, so the next thing the guides go on to tell us, and just tell me what you think down below, or what you experienced. Maybe you interpreted this a whole different way, but that's how it came to me. The next thing they're saying, they're talking about bypassing. And these are my words. These are not the guides. I always speak of shifts occurring, environmental shifts, if you will. And what the guides are saying is when they attune us, they're creating, and what's creating right now within our divine environment right now is a bypass. Meaning, and this is how they put it, when you're always looking at a goal, you actually bypass the lessons that you are leading to through the effort to arrive there. Okay. That's interesting, but it's also not required to focus on yourself in such a way that the bypassing of knowledge precludes you from learning the lessons you are intended to learn as you arrived at each stage of growth. So what they're saying is this growth process is changing, right? It doesn't have to be the old paradigm or the old way, that you can indeed bypass some of this, what we would call experiences in order to be up to this part. And they're saying, I'm on page 95 now. You are in a growth process, and we're deciding now to bypass a program that was set in place by you, by all of you, that is this kind of growth towards spiritualization, towards understanding yourself as spirit, would take many lifetimes, right? And this, they just go on to give us these different examples of how this book may have fallen into your hands, meaning it was no mistake. This was set forth for this book to come into your space for whatever reason for your growth, right? Now, if you marinate in this, it's like, wow, because when you really work this stuff, it accelerates your growth. It accelerates the spiritual process, right? Um, and so I'm on page 96 now, and I'm on the second paragraph. Some of these are just beautiful tidbits that I can't even say better. We say to you this when we say we are bypassing a programming, we are actually intending to bring forth a resolve in your energy system, to take the brakes off the car and to speed up in a process, because this is a time where this can be achieved. Because the energies on the planet lack the density that they did in the past, and the requirement of consciousness to change is imperative. This is happening now. This is happening now. This is happening now. So marinate in this, right? It takes all the angst off if we could really, really let this sink in. It puts all of the humanity, all of the whatever in the back, and forward. Your reality is you have a totally different purview. You're not worried. You're not so stressed out. What are you thinking, Marcella?
Well, I was wondering a little clarification here. So when it says we're going to bypass the programming, this is the program, the soul contracts. Is it talking about the?
Yes. Thank you for clarifying that. Yes.
But then it says that prior to this incarnation, we decided this was going to be the lifetime where we would bypass. So of course, there's a lot of the multidimensionality we don't understand, right? But what I'm just understanding is that at some point we have set certain lessons we want to learn, right? And so
Correct.
we have made soul contracts or
Mhm.
curricula that we have decided we would do. But now, because of the frequencies, it actually can be accelerated. We don't need to go through all the classes, so to speak, all the lessons.
Right.
Our intention is enough now with the frequencies to make us jump through.
That is how I comprehend this.
That's
And
what I.
yeah, and it's I still have my life contract, but what I don't have to do is create this curriculum that's taken me frickin' forever, to learn that I am joy, that I am love, that I am, the Christed, right? All of that is, you know, grant, I have to be in full resonance with this, if you will, aligned with it, open to it. But it's there right now. I just don't have to keep beating the bushes for this.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's pretty exciting, right? If we can.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so on page 96, I'm on the third paragraph down, last sentence. Paul, does this mean we are breaking any rules by bypassing this program? And there are just some beloveds that are, and I'm rigid in many ways. I am programmed in many ways. I just find the statement amusing. And the guides are like, absolutely. Yes, we're breaking a rule that states you must hang around in your consciousness until you believe you could go further and bring you to those sets of experiences that will acclimate you and bring you to the next level of truth and understanding as the Christ. Yeah. And so they go on to say, and this is part of the attunements that we're getting. Remember, all about energy, all about frequency. We're bypassing that intentionally through one octave each week. Each moment, each time, we bring to you the frequencies that are available to you now on this plane. So it's wonderful information. It's right there for you. You just have to digest it. You just have to really inhale it, right? Um, yeah. So your job right now is to be open to the acclamation of spirit incarnating in humanity and know that it's been planned for many years. It's not an event that's happening on Tuesday. It's ongoing. It's happening right now. So, um, and they're just giving us some examples like right now, if you want to look, I'm on page 98. And they're talking about how word came into your path, right? And they're saying, there you went to the bookstore, you didn't find the novel that you wanted, but this book fell into your space. Um, yeah, this was a part of a suggestion that was planted in you by your own consciousness some time ago. All right. And so, and with these little tidbits, you can go, huh, because y'all, I've read this book many times. Every time I read this sentence, I go back to, okay, I remember. I remember when my book group had completed Course of Love, and now we were looking for other material. And we had several books. I don't even remember what the other books we were choosing for. I saw I Am Word. I just picked it up. I felt the vibration of it. And I was like, this is it for me. And everybody was, and we hadn't even opened the book. The person that brought it was like, this will not disappoint, blah, blah, but we're just all, oh, wow. There are no accidents. And that was a divine appointment. And I'm telling you, when I look back at what was going on in my life and at that period of time, it was truly a divine appointment with all of this. The time was ready. Everybody was, so open to this type of consciousness, this type of guidance. The attunements. I mean, we had been reading and studying and reading and studying, and to me, the ingredient here that's making this work is that of the guides and the attunements. But that's up to you, you know. It's up to you to accept and to participate and to acclimate to everything that they're saying. And, so into page 98, they're just giving an examples of people gathering at a bus station and people getting on a bus. Um, you know, there are some of us getting on the bus for this and some not. And that's okay. Don't question this. Just watch, just be aware. You realize this is a divine appointment. Um, and it is yours to take. And the more you do this work, the more you can just allow other beloveds to be wherever they're at and just know. But the big thing to focus on here is that you are on the bus. This book is in your lap. Marinate in this is a divine appointment for you, or whatever you want to call it. This is your time. So now we're just going to assume at this part that we're ready for this journey. You've come this far. You're ready. You're in the middle of recognition. You're ready for it. And so Marcella's just going to kind of get us set because we are about to experience two beautiful attunements that are going to support us in this process, support us in a recognition. Okay. So as she does this, just be focused on this is my time now to recognize. Okay. And so we're on page 100.
We want you to envision your worth as a divine being, as a speck of light at the core of your being, a golden speck at the heart that believes that she is worthy of her journey to the Christ itself. And we want you to envision this gold spark alighting as a flame, as a very small flame regarding itself beautifully as it catches more light. You are a small fire burning in your heart. And as you do this, you begin to experience heat in the heart center as the flame rises and flickers. And this is your self-worth. This is your own Christed self in being manifesting as you. And now you say, I am worth this, I am worth my journey. Word, I am word. And as you say this, it is as if the flame is risen within your heart and rises in prominence. And the heat regards itself as opening up and beginning to fill the chest as a chamber of fire. Word, I am word through my belief that I am worthy of this journey of the Spirit. Word, I am word. I am word through the self-worth that requires me to believe that I am entitled as a child of God to come into my manifestation as my Christed self. Word, I am word through this intention. Word, I am word. At this moment in time, the flame is burning in your chest, and this is your own worth as a divine being made manifest. This is the aspect of you that is the Christ, and the heart is burning, aligned to this vibration at this second in time. Now we want to amplify that light again and allow that light to become you as word. And in order to do this, we require Paul to step back into the scenery because we are going to speak some words that he is not familiar with. These are the words we will speak. I am changing my incarnation in my path to vibrate at one with my Christed self. I acknowledge myself as my divine self in full manifestation. I align to the Creator in all ways, who will support me in bringing forth this frequency fully and with light to change my being on a level of structure and form, to own myself in consciousness as an aspect of the Creator fully realized, embodied in light. I am now changing the physical form that I stand in. I am now changing the consciousness that I inhabit to respond to and respond to. I am now changing the alignment I have always held to a higher alignment. And in doing this, I allow myself to become Christed in form. I bring to me now the powers and the requirements of this transformation. I call to me now the benefits and the changes of this transformation. I call to me now those beings who will support me in my passage to align me fully to the requirements and to the vestige of this expression as a self incarnating as the Christ. As I do this, I change my name. I am Word, I am Word, I am Word. I have become that which I have stated. And in doing so, my recognition of myself as the creator of my world begins to come into consciousness in a way that I can experience. And my relationship with my creator, the great creator, goes into harmonious accord, and we work together as one energy vibrating at a frequency of Christ. I have transformed my soul. I have made myself new. I have called to me those energies that will transform the nature and being of who I believe I am. And as I do this now, I bring to me the magnitude of light at the highest frequency that my system can realize. And in this moment, I merge my light, my own Christed flame, with the light that surrounds me. And I intend to become myself in fullness as Word. I am Word through this intention. Word, I am Word. I am that I am. I am one with Father that created me. I am one with the universe that I exist in. I am in my Christed self, and I experience myself now as energy, as form, as energy, as form, as energy, as form. I am doing this now. I am in transformation. I am in my light, and I am worthy of this journey. Word, I am word through this intention. Word, I am word.
So just inhale all of that wonderful loveliness, attunement in, and recognize that what's going on is a transformation of your energy into the Christed vibration. And then they merge the energy with the energy of the Creator. And with all this marrying of the energies, the magnificence of this in your understanding and our understanding is enormous. And as you transform, you'll start to experience yourself as a frequency in the manifestation of the Christ in a way that has not been possible while you existed in the physical body.
So as I read this, Mary,
Mm-hmm.
we can edit it out or not, but I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
So as I read this, I felt some resistance in a way that it was like, it was a huge step. It was like too big of a step to take, or
Mm-hmm.
to let it be taken for me. I don't know if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I don't want it. It's just that I felt this resistance that, it's like, I don't know if you're familiar with the focus wheel of Abraham Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
You have your intention, but then you don't really believe, you don't really align. You find it hard to really believe that intention that you have. So you go about setting or focusing on beliefs that you can own, that you feel comfortable saying, yeah, that's okay. I feel like, yes, this is fine. This is acceptable at this point for me.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't go to the big one until you are really aligned, and you align yourself more and more to the big one, right?
Right.
But just by first acclimating, if so to speak, to the smaller steps. That's how I felt with this. And I don't know if it's just a matter of maybe saying it again, or dwelling or meditating in it, or acclimating, right?
Right. Okay. So what would you call this, whatever that's going on? Word, I am word through my personal process of marinating in this attunement to my aligning with the Christed vibration. Word, I am word. You get to decide how you're going to call on whatever it is that you're saying. Does that make sense?
Yes. And actually, I think prior to this, they gave us some attunements that are precisely for that acclamation, right?
Yes, right.
So yeah. So I'm thinking, I would go back to those and see how I feel when I say this again after I acclimate.
Mhm.
Or just move on. That's what I was wondering. Should I just like, okay, this is I just see that resistance. And I say the attunement that I went word and word through the resistance that I experience when I read this, that I can actually jump, take that big jump, big step, right? Or just and then move on, right?
Right. You would be on me big time not to give something too much attention,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
That's what you would say to me. Wonderful advice, by the way.
Yeah.
And yeah, the whole beauty of this chapter of recognition is to trust. Recognize that um okay, this is what it told me. It just was like, Mary, you don't have to be such a drama queen. It doesn't have to be this way and this way and this way. You know what uh, just let it flow. There is no right or wrong. Remember the very beginning of the chapter, it's just like the old paradigm was life after life after life after life. And if we could have sunk into this and really resonated with this, we wouldn't have worried so much about it. But no, we're just so humanly growth oriented that we create all this static. And what this saying is, not only have we attuned or diminished the static, but we've increased or not we've increased the level or the frequencies or the octaves, if you will, and removed all these other obstacles out of the way so that you do have access to this. Now we have to believe this, right? And so remember last chapter 2 was wonder. Well, I wonder how it would feel if I really absorbed all this recognition that's going on. Word, I am word. Yeah. And so this is what this entire section is all about. And I mean, they go on with a little more, but I want to pause there just because, for time's sake, because I want everybody to marinate in this part of it. This feels like a really good place to stop and just ponder and breathe into it, practice it, and reread that attunement. I mean, it's one of the longest attunements, I believe, and a very important one. One thing I have not said before, beloveds, dear listeners, and we're just kind of trusting the flow and knowing that this book group will take off. But I would like to remind you that there is a subscribe button down there and there is a like button down there. We would really appreciate if you would click on both of those and give us some feedback. Send us some questions. We'd love to hear from you. And so we'll finish up in the next time with the second part of recognition. Thank you for checking in.